Um, I think I'm back, you guys. That was crazy. You'll never guess what I had to do. So yeah, okay, we're back. Okay, that was scary. So the net just died, and I went to go touch the modem, and it's so hot that I think the modem just was gonna fry. So it shut everything down. So um, what I had to do was run in the kitchen, grab some ice, put it inside a bowl, and then set the bowl on top of the modem so that it would cool it down, hopefully without wetting it, which it won't. And I was able to launch everything back up, and everything seems to be running. So we'll see if it stays. But anyway, it probably was the universe saying, "You're talking too much." So yeah, it was hot to the touch. So I think where we were, if I remember correctly, was that I was talking about building my own instruments. And I know that YouTube and all that is going to turn this into a separate video. So I'm just going to do this real quick. We're talking about this. It's Q26. Yeah, hopefully it knows what to do and puts it back together. If not, there's going to be 2 YouTube videos with Q26 on it. So, everyone back? Someone said, don't start any fires. I won't, because it's a bag of ice. So if anything, it's going to put it out. But yeah, it's hot, man. It's hot. Um, so yeah, so I started building my own instruments, and one of the songs that I wrote during that time, which I think is one of the epitomes of how weird I could get with some of those instruments, is the one I'm going to play right now. And it has some really weird footage that I took when I was out and about. I'm going to switch to this and turn this off. And I don't know where I am because I lost everything. This is not good. Well, this is one of those things that happens. Oh, there we go. I hope you can see that. So yeah, that's the monolith, and we'll have that going as you hear this weird song. No, actually I'm going to play this other one instead. Yeah, we'll do this one because it's weirder. And I'll play this song. This is our reactor. Saw the light in the darkness. saw the light in the darkness. So, yeah, someone said, I think it was Steve, said Kid A stuff. No, not really Kid A. More like Kid C. But no, I was always into the experimental stuff. I just curbed it more for some time, and then I decided I don't care about that stuff anymore. That to curb my deviant side. So, and I've started to listen to a lot of IDM stuff. I really like Boards of Canada and all that kind of stuff. Um, so it was really weird. I was like, the actual experiment was, what would Boards of Canada sound like if they had a vocalist? So one of the funny things that I would do is I would put on some of their stuff and just sing to it, and I really like I really liked it. So I was like, nobody's really doing that because I don't kind of because I'm not trying to sound like not that I have anything against Radiohead because I love Radiohead, but you know some people don't like the vocal aspect of it, I guess, because it gets a little too weird, and I just want to sing and sing. So I don't know if that sounded wrong or insulting because I'm not trying to be, but I guess what I was trying to say was I was experimenting. What would Boards of Canada sound like with me as their singer? Okay, and that's what came into my head, and then I wound up writing a few songs that way, and I thought this is good. I'm because let me tell you something. There was I believe it's called oblique techniques. Um, it's something that oh gosh, I forgot where the heck I read about this. It'll come to me. But in oblique technique, if you think about if you're a creative person um, and you're stuck, one cool technique is to have these cards where you write certain things down. And the idea is that when you're stuck, you're going to lift one of those cards, and whatever that card says to do, you're going to do. So it might say, pretend this was the very first song you ever wrote, and it's about your mom, something like that. Or take out a microphone you haven't used in 5 years and record some stupid passage on your recorder just to see what happens. So I had a software version of this. I have to dig it up because I'm going to actually put it up online because I had messed around and coded most of it. And it was the idea that I could basically enter this part of the site, and when I would enter, it would give me an idea. And one of the ideas that I had on my oblique techniques was pretend you've been hired as the singer of Boards of Canada and they just wrote a song with you. And that was one of the ideas. So every time I got really bored or I was doing something where I wasn't sure if it was going to turn into a song, and that card pulled up, I was so happy because I was like, oh, okay, free reign. It would just re-spark that idea. But I have to admit, a lot of these more experimental things or that side of me has been coming out more and more just because I work on art all the time. And so, and everything's changing for me on that level. So I feel like that's an important aspect of my life. So it's heading in that direction, more crazy or weirder. Doesn't mean I won't make synth pop because I don't know. I don't even know what that means anymore. But so so anyway, that was Light in the Darkness. But on the other hand, there were other songs on there that were a little bit more, you know, uh, very A-box-ish. Um, so I'm gonna play a video because I don't know how long this internet thing's gonna last. So I'm gonna just go for it here. So this is a remix of Fast Forward that um, I really love. I know I played one of them in one of the first early streams, and I happened to play a video of it. So that's another thing. So the videos, um, I had planned to do a bunch of them. So I have a rough video for Polaroid. I have a rough video for, um, oh God, there's a bunch of them, man. I'm like trying to think of them now, and I'm like, ugh. It's like 4 or 5 videos, basically, maybe even more. But I know that I have over 40 folders of just odd films. Now, as I've been playing and watching them, now I'm kind of like, oh, I know what I could do with this. And so some of this stuff that I filmed will actually show up when I start recording things for whatever the next thing is. So I'm glad that I filmed all that stuff because now I kind of have a back catalog of things I can pull from. Um, but I'm going to be doing more filming. That's definitely going to happen. Um, because I'm getting into it more and more now with digital art, going back and forth between, you know, painting in the real world and then scanning it and then printing it and then painting over it and manipulating photographs. And that directly affects the way I work in Reactor because then it's like, I wonder if I can take an incoming signal, chop it up so that it does this weird thing. And if it does do that, can I make it do something else? And then, and that's when, So while I play the next song, I think I'll pull up a synth and I'll just show you what I mean. Like I'll show you like what weirdness I can do with this. But um anyway, what happened with Fast Forward and all the remixes was, again, I was so overwhelmed that by the time I did this contest, we're touring, we're recording the album, and it's like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this stuff. And then, of course, the really heartbreaking idea that we weren't even going to play any of these songs live. So that really broke my heart because I actually thought, well, it's fine that I'm doing this, but they're electronic songs. So as a trio, we can probably go and play these and it's not going to be a problem. But apparently it was. So that was a big deal. Um, that actually was sort of heartbreaking because, you're right, 20 something songs. And you're like, I'm never going to play them. So that was a big mess, hot mess. So yeah, a lot of stuff got shoved under just because of all the things that were going on with the band itself. Then, to fast forward a little bit, no pun intended, um, when Paul left, Donnie and I had a meeting, and I basically said, look, I'm going to pursue ABOX on a different direction that we're going in, and that's how, that's where I see us going. And she wasn't into it, so that's where the split comes from. So now I'm by myself and I'm touring, and I'm trying to bring these songs in. And what I see is, of course, that nobody knew what they were. Nobody'd heard of it. Nobody'd seen the album. So the only people that bought it were all the collectors that bought the art on the pledge thing, which is another story. I'll tell that when we come back. But basically, it's only a handful of people who knew that this record existed. So I've only been playing like 1 or 2 tracks, maybe at best 3, I think. I think I play Hello, um, of course, Fast Forward, and Who Will Dry Your Eyes. I think those are the only 3 that I really play. And there's a lot more on there that I think are ABOX worthy, but, But anyway, so I'm going to play this version of Fast Forward that was remixed by Theater People. This particular mix is one of my favorite remixes that I got from the contest. It really is. They did such an amazing job. When I heard this version, I was like, that's definitely one of the ones. So I'm going to play that video because I did a whole video just to it. That's a little bit different from the one that I played last time. But let's see if I can pull that up without messing everything up. What have we got here? And here we go.
When I seek out and react to the secrets of love, it doesn't matter when open wounds of his loss makes everything start. It doesn't matter when all the bombs in my head go off all at once. It doesn't matter now. I see the future. I'm moving forward. I can't explain it all. It doesn't matter. I can't explain it all. It doesn't matter. I can't explain it all.
Did it die?
What if life had no meaning other than life? It doesn't matter. What if the pain was a process over 2 lives? It doesn't matter. And all the words and the tears meant nothing to us. It doesn't matter now. I see the future. I'm moving forward. I can't explain it all. It doesn't matter. 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 Life has the meaning that you give. Love's the binding force that sets it free. And this is all you need to know. As above and so below. I can't explain at all. It doesn't matter. I can't explain it all. It doesn't matter. I can't explain it all. It doesn't matter. I can't explain
Yeah, and I had no idea. Um, so yeah, I don't know that I can say that on the air, but I put it in the thing. But Peter, if you're listening, I hope you're doing good, and I hope you feel better really soon. Okay, I'm gonna send you the best vibes I've got, my friend. You're gonna pull through this. Um, wow, 2020 just keeps on giving. But so yeah, the remixes went out the window. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it, like I said. So for those that missed this announcement, the Claude Distances album will disappear from Spotify. It will be taken down from iTunes. I'm going to take it down, and I'm going to re-release it on Bandcamp as its proper Anything Box album. I will try to reintroduce it back into Spotify, but I'm not sure that's going to work. But at this point, I have another idea, and I'm not going to tell you about that part yet, but because I can't. But if it works out, I think this album will do okay for a change. And I need it to because, not because I need the money. It's not that. It's not about the money. It's just that I want to be able to play some of these songs live and have people know them. So it behooves people to find it where they're supposed to find it. And it's just really weird because nobody sees it. And I learned a valuable lesson there. Um, so anyway, oh my gosh, so much going on. So I'm going to play a song, another one of the Reactor ones. But let me see something. Let me see if I can pull something up here. Hopefully I don't kill things, but I can't show you what I'm pulling up, but I can definitely have you hear it. Sure. Let's see if I can pull this up. So, to give you an idea of what Reactor's like, it's not so much of a visual thing. Actually, if you saw it, you would just be confused. It's like just a bunch of boxes with wires coming in and out of it. But the idea is that you can have different things wired together. And so when I hit a key, you see there's different things happening. So what I've got is in one sound, it's like I have some elements that I consider A-boxish, which is I want a bass, I want it to have some percussion, and I want it to have movement. So I want the bass to be, smack in the middle, but I want you to hear things on the periphery that are outside. These are the things that's how I think in music. Is I sort of think in the way that I would think in an abstract painting. I want you to focus on something that I put in the center, but then I want you to notice all these weird marks and things that are on the outside. So if you listen to the sound, you can almost see where I'm going with it. Right? Simple. Hit it again. And now you hear the sound come in. And now you hear another sound come in. And the more I play it, the more sounds will come in. So that's one example. But the whole entire thing I built from the ground up. So this was one of my like favorite things because I built it. The other bonus, and I can't show you here because the way that I have it wired for the stream, but when I take this out into the park, when I do my morning walk thing, it also has a microphone input. And on the mic input, I have a harmony generator, I have a vocal chopper, I have a bunch of other weird effects that I could turn on basically on the fly. So when I'm sitting in the park, I can literally write an entire passage of a song and actually have backing vocals in it the minute that I'm doing it. Um, and to me, that just sets up a whole new way of experimenting with sounds because then anything can be sampled on the fly. I can take a sample that I hear immediately and put it into the song. So that's something that I really love, that I can sample on the fly and already have it chopped as I'm doing it on the fly, and I can trigger it as a sound in various ways on the fly. And another thing that I do, which, now I'm getting technical, and I don't know, maybe it's because, and maybe it's boring for some people to hear this stuff, but the other side of it is that in modular gear, and this is all, those synths that you see with all the wires and everybody's doing all this kind of stuff. It's the same stuff. I'm using it on the computer. But the difference is, one of the things that people do with modulars is they set up what they call random things. So these random set of things are going to happen, and they happen mathematically. And that's fine. That works. But what I like, personally, is things that happen based on touch. Because then I'm varying the amount of randomness based on how I'm playing it. And to me, it's more of an expressive instrument then. It doesn't react the way, no pun intended there, but it doesn't react the way a normal machine would react because they work strictly off mathematical processes. So it's, if you have like a modular synth, I'm not saying that some of them aren't velocity sensitive, they are, but it's difficult. It's more difficult on a modular to set up velocity that will control multiple things at once because you would have to patch that in and know ahead of time what that's going to be. And again, once you unpatch it, it changes everything that's happened there, so you can't save it. So one of the things I like to do is I have these setups where, based on touch, things are going to happen not just to the vocal, but to the instrument itself, panning positions of the percussion, maybe tunings are going to change. A lot of things are going to be going on. So while I'm only playing one note, things are changing. And for those that think, here, let me show you something here. I don't know that you can see it, but, oh, maybe. If you can see, it's very tactile. They're all wired into my system. So even though I loaded it up, and that was the one step that I took on the mouse, I still have a lot of control. I still have a lot of control in the way the thing's going to react to me. So to me, it's become a perfect writing tool because I literally go into the park and I'm not even loading up my recording software. That's how crazy it is. I just hit record in Reaktor and just record. So that's enabled me to have, I think I'm up to like 37 demos right now. Which is great because now I can go back and listen to these and go, okay, I like that passage. I don't like that lyric, whatever. But one of the songs that got me into that was a song that was on Distances, which is the one I'm going to play right now, which is called Love Will Be Your Friend. And this was one of those that was written on the fly, just messing around with Reaktor. And I made this weird, I don't know what you'd call it, but it was some sort of weird effect that it sounded almost like a vocoder, but not really. And I really loved it, and it wound up staying in the song, even though I thought maybe I was going to replace it with a vocoder, but it wound up staying in the song exactly as it is. So I'm going to play that. And for visual, I think we'll just have the overhead.
As we're driving by, I can see them standing near the train. Almost in my mind, I can hear them sigh, wondering if love is truly real. In the icy air, mountains all around me fade aside. All I see is something in their eyes, echoing the feeling that is found inside us. Love will be your friend, even though it breaks us most of the time. Love will be your friend, even though it breaks us most of the time. I'd love to talk all night, listening to everything you say. Something in your distant past for sure leads us to the us will be someday. Love will be your friend, even though it breaks us most of the time. Love will be your friend, even though it breaks us most of the time. Love will be your friend, even though it breaks us most of the time.
So yeah, that little vocal effect wound up staying in there, and then I have since created some really really trippy ones, man. But the really trippy ones you'll hear on the next whatever the next Anything Box thing is. I don't know if it's going to be an album. I have more than enough, but it's just I don't know that albums are what we need right now. I don't know. I don't know. That whole aspect of it is odd. Um, I may do them in batches of 3 or something. And I don't know. I'm thinking more artsy. So I don't know that I want to commit to recording for an entire year like I did back then, just to put out an album at the end of the year that streams for a month, and then you're back on a different trajectory. I think I have to rethink the way that's done. Um, Obviously, if you record enough and you say, okay, I've got 10 songs and this is good and it's taken 3 months, let's put it out. That's different. But album always feels like you're gonna have to, So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But I have some really good ones. I wrote some good ones, so I'm really really happy with the songs. It's just I don't know when I'm gonna get to sit and work on them as much as I want to, because things right now are not mm, they're not cohesive in that sense. But it is getting better. Um, like I said, the most important thing is to write songs. So on that level, I don't know that I, I, I'm flying right now. I think I have, like I said, 33 or something, like some crazy number. A little overwhelming, but there's a good. I would say there's 10 to 15 that I keep listening to over and over again. So I got a feeling that out of there I'm going to start pooling, and I'll find what I need, and then the album starts to write itself, and then miraculously it starts to record itself because that's how it usually works. So I'm not that worried. Um, so I got two more, and I think then we're kind of done. But so someone said you should. Oh, not directed at me. I see. I love the conversations you guys have amongst yourselves. By the way, that really makes me happy. It makes me feel like somehow I'm just a facilitator, and I'm here to help you guys all get together. And to me, that makes me really happy. That's sort of like that feeling of, it's not quite like being at a show. I know that, but it's that same feeling because I know that when we do shows, um, people show up with their friends, and it's a very social thing. And I know that's very missed. So I'm hoping that's what I'm creating by doing these things. I do my best. It's not easy to figure out what songs I'm going to play and what videos I'm going to show you and all that kind of stuff. So it's, I'm glad that, you get something out of it. Um, but I wanted to bring something up. Uh, so the last Quarren stream, when we were talking about Worth, um, we were talking about Gareth Jones, and he put out a record. Uh, and I got to listen to it. I actually bought it on Bandcamp. Um, Let me grab that link. Hold on. I'm gonna put the overhead on so you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna I'm going to grab that link. Dun, 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 dun. Where is it? Uh-oh. Ah. So yeah, so Gareth did an album, and I was on a podcast, and I don't know why I just told you that, but I think I do. I think it's because somewhere around here. Yeah, there it is. So the one on the right is Gareth Jones' album. It's called Electric Genetic, or Electrogenetic. A very good modular use of modular gear, and but really good. Just look him up on Bandcamp. I'm gonna see if I can paste that link better. Oh, I see. Oh man, it messes everything up, doesn't it? Hold on. Thank God I kept it. I figured it out. The PDF screwed up the links. It misspells everything. That's the correct one. And so yeah, I missed out because uh, I found out too late that it was coming out because it would have been nice to feature that album when we were doing the whole Worth thing. So give it a listen. It's quite good. It's a bit of a sad record, but then again, a lot of the things that I'm hearing in this 2020 world has been a lot of the sad records. So anyway, so so distances has become a fractal to me because now I find myself in the same weird position. There are no shows, but I have a lot of time. So what's happened is that it's forced me back into that mode of let's make art every day, and songs are coming, which is great, and I'm filming more. And I've been working on a couple different little films. One that's really important. I can't. How can I put this? I'm trying out some new things with art, and one of the things that I'm doing is I'm trying to get into some of the online galleries and things that where I'm required to make a film. So I've been painting a lot, and I think on the last Quarren stream I showed you one of the things I was working on. So um, I'm going to play another video. But before I play the video, I wanted to show you a little bit of that film, if I can. Let's see if I have it. I think it's in here. See, it got all messed up when the internet went out. No, but that'll work for the moment. So here's a funny picture. I pulled it up. I pulled up this picture for a reason. So this picture, everyone thought that the kid in the background was a photo, and it's not. It's not a Photoshop thing. I actually found that on the side of a building when I was going across the United States. And some of the visual art that I did for the album revolve a lot around all the pictures that I took. So that's me sitting in front of it. So that's a real place. It's not a Photoshop thing. But I wound up doing a lot of these crazy, paintings because of that. So here's one of the paintings I was working on. More recently, I was touching it up, and I had to film myself because, again, it's because I'm applying for something. So I wanted to show you that real quick. See what you think. So, that's me painting. I was going to play some music to it, but I think, so I can talk while you watch that. But, yeah, so I'm working on a little film to showcase some of the art. And the way that things are done with art and with music is going to change by next year. I'm pretty sure that a whole new paradigm is going to take place. So I'm trying to get in early while I can. And Distances, of all the records that ABOX has, is perfect for this because it's technically unreleased. I haven't been able to put it out as ABOX, so this new way of doing things, I get to experiment with it a little bit. So in a couple weeks, like I said, it's coming down from Spotify and all that. And hopefully it will work. And that's the finished work. And that's one of the first paintings that is going to, it's going to do a weird thing. I don't know that I put that one up for prints or anything like that, but that's not going to happen either. I'm working on something that is going to change the way that people do things, and I'm going to help other musicians do it and other artists do it, but I've got to get through the hurdle first. So it's an experiment. So Um, I saw that, Steve. The reason that I didn't mention it, hold on, talking to Steve here. The reason that I didn't mention that, yes, if you go to Gareth's album page and you buy the album, you can download the samples that were used of the modular synths. You can actually have them, which is a very cool idea. Um, it's a novel idea. I thought about doing that with stems and weird things like that. Not for distances, but whatever the next thing is, I might do that too, which is, just let people manipulate the sounds any way they like. But uh, I didn't just want to send people over there to download the samples. I wanted them to hear the actual music because it sounds really haunting. And I really like that. It's very much in line with what I'm doing right now. So it connects with me. Um, Another album that came out this week, by the way, is one from John Sonnenberg as Travelogue. I talked to John just a day ago. I didn't have time to download all the files and put the album cover up, but I do have the link. Hold on. I'll get that link as I play the next video. But I'm all over the place because I keep watching the green light, like hoping that the net doesn't die again. So funny. But anyway, I'm going to play a song. This is a weird one from Distances called It's All in Your Head. And I actually did a rough video for this, but I never released it. So I think that it's time. Uh, I guess the reason I didn't release them was because I didn't want to just keep putting stuff out that nobody was going to see, basically. So when the album gets re-released as A-Box, this video will make I'll finish it, and then I will be able to see what happens with it. But here's the video. I will play it for you.
Searching for
So so yeah, the all in your head. It's not. It's the video's not finished. I still have scenes and things I wanted to put in. So it's one of those that eventually it's not that I didn't want to finish it. It's just one of those things. It's like you're not going to put work into something if you're not going to release it. And so since we weren't going to release it as an A box album and as Claude, I wasn't going to go out and tour. It just seemed pointless to me to draw attention to it in that sense. So maybe it was a bad decision, but I think it's going to be better now when I can actually re-release it as A box and put the A box videos out and the remixes and put the remixes out as A box, and hopefully the mess that I'm in with Spotify and iTunes because of the audio being the same doesn't screw it up. But if it does, it doesn't matter because I've got other platforms for this particular record that I'm. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it was a failed experiment. And what can I do except tell you never record a double album and never decide to change your name when you're recording a double album. Bad decision. Don't do it. So I need to see if I can find something. So bear with me. I think no, 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 that's not the one. Ah, I found it. Okay, cool. Cool. I know which one it is now. So anyway, I guess the lesson here was that it was a difficult record to make, but it was highly rewarding for me because it was one of those records that I really enjoyed making. And I had a plethora of things to choose from. I had art, I had photography, I had film, I had digital art, I had so many different choices. So when it came time to do the cover, originally it was just going to be a painting. It seemed very easy for me. I was like, okay, I have 50 paintings. One of them is going to be the cover. On the inside, I'll put the other 10 pictures, and that's the end of that. But then I found that thing, and it changed the direction because then I kind of knew I need to do more with digital art, and I haven't been doing enough. And I mean that you can see. So I decided that I was going to showcase more of the digital side and have the paintings inside the booklet, which is why there was a booklet. So a lot of people don't know it, but that CD had pretty cool packaging. Um, so it took a lot of work. It took a lot of work to put that out. So again, that's why instead of it sitting in my garage with the streams happening on Spotify that nobody knows exists, even though I made a playlist called Anything Box Distances, it's not, nobody knows it's there. So I'm going to put it on Bandcamp. That's going to be a project. And then the CD is going to be on Bandcamp, so you'll be able to get the CD. And there's going to be a limited edition postcard that's got the whole new cover on it and a new back cover on it. And I'm going to sign those, and then I'm going to do something else to it that's kind of interesting, but I won't tell you what that is until I'm ready. But anyway, so it's a weird record. It's taking its weird time to do its thing, but it's drawing me in the right direction because if you really plot anything box correctly, and when I say correctly, the way that I would plot it, it would be peace, followed by worth, then hope, electrodelica, of course, and then distances. That would be the one in between what happened after, because I think the other two records are far more radical than distances is. I think distances fits actually before electrodelica in a weird way, I think. But so it's like a more natural progression. It's like as if I skipped a step somewhere. And so I get to play that game now with myself as I'm doing new things. But I'm happy where I'm at, so I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It's all good. Um, oh, I feel like I'm emotionally drained again. When the internet goes out, it just like freaks me out. Um, but anyway, I wanted to play you the last song, um, which is one of my favorites actually, and I'm really sad that we didn't play this enough. Enough. I don't think we played it once, but I promise you that this is going to be on the set because this is one of the ones that I really want to have in the A box set. So when shows start up, um, that's definitely gonna. This next song is gonna be one of the ones that's gonna be in the set. And I'm gonna play it before I go. We go. But I have other news. I forgot. I had notes too. But I digress. Yet again. Um, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I wound up talking to my old. There's two rehearsal studios that I go to, and it looks like they got the green light to open so that rehearsals can start. For me, that's great news on two fronts. One is that I think I'm going to do this. I'm not promising you this, but I feel like this is something I want to do. When I start arranging all the new material, I've been looking for a place to do vocals, to record my vocals. And it's not just because I need a particular room or anything like that. It's just this room is not that conducive to the way I record vocals because I like to record them with a speaker live. So I'm thinking about doing rehearsals at the rehearsal hall and booking, 2 or 3 hours so that I can do the vocals to the new stuff in the rehearsal room and record them that way. So it means I'm going to have a separate interface and a separate, computer rig that I have to take with me, but that's okay. I'm thinking that might work out really well, and I might give it a shot at streaming from the rehearsal place so that you guys can see that happen in real time, like have a real recording session and you guys see how that works. Let me know what you think about that. But the other news with regards to that is I can now go rehearse again. And going to rehearse again means it's the closest thing I'm going to have to shows. So I'm talking to them about the renting the bigger room so that I can do a full-on streaming concert from the rehearsal hall. So we're talking about that, and I think that that's really good news for me because it means I can do some sort of shows. I don't know how it's going to work just yet, but I'm glad that at least there's an idea stage of that because honestly, there wasn't any ideas for that. I thought it was going to be a dead subject. So that makes me happy. So you guys think it would? Oh, so it says someone. Wendy says, "I'd love to see that." Uh, Joe Hernandez, what channel can I see it? And someone asked me about Recovered. We can talk about Recovered. So Mr. Jack on YouTube, who just brought it up, that's the next Quarren stream. You just did it, man. You just sealed the deal. So everybody's either going to hate on you or love you right now. But you just picked the next record for us to talk about, Recovered. But you know what's funny about that? Making that suggestion? The stuff I'm working on right now is really close to Recovered. Because Recovered and Distances actually have a little bit of love between them. So the simplicity of Recovered is what I really like. So yeah, good one, man. You did it. You made it happen on YouTube, just like that. Next week, we're going to talk about Recovered, which is great because I have the art, I have everything. Just no videos for that, but we'll figure something out. But Anyway, so I'm going to play you the last song. And as a visual, I'm going to play um, another part of this film, which is funny because this film, or the scene I'm going to show you, relates to the 50. And you can see that I had just finished a piece and I was washing off the paper part, um, where the transfer from laser to wood takes place. So you can see that happening in, another technique, I guess, on the art side. And I'm going to play that visual while we listen to the last song, and then I'll come back and say goodbye. So let me pull that up if I have it still. And I do. So this is me working on the painting, and the song you're going to hear is Someday, Someway.
Tuned into your radio before I go to bed, listening to 1,000 airwaves playing through my
And I lied. There's one more. And I totally forgot about it. And not because I forgot about it on purpose. But it ends off the show perfectly. So I have one more remix. I'm going to play it. I could have ended it on that one, but I think this one is a good mix of Polaroid. So I'm going to play it. And then I'm going to say goodnight. Man, let me tell you guys. Let me tell you this. I love being here with you guys. And as you can see, one person brought up an idea and I took it. So everyone just send Jack a good little hug because next week we're going to talk about Recovered. And with that, I'm going to just say goodnight. But I'm going to play this song. I'll have the overhead on so that Facebook doesn't mess with it. And then that's it, man. We'll see you guys next week. This is... Oh, shit. Wrong song. No. What the heck happened? I messed up. Oh, well. We'll play this one anyway because I know this one will go over well. We'll start the show next week with the Polaroid remix, but I know everybody likes this one too, so it's the same guy. This guy, DJ Trip, did 2 remixes, and both of them are amazing. But I know you guys want to hear this one, so I'm not going to say no. The universe spoke.
I'm part of it. Can't you see it?